Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Adriana Fernandez. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about employment in Canada. If you are one of those people out there seeking employment, first of all, I wanted to clarify that I'm not an employment agency. Lately, I've been receiving a lot of resumes, diplomas through my social networks, Facebook, my website, etc. Please stop doing this. If you send your resume and your sensitive information or diplomas or whatever you're sharing with through the social networks, I'm a decent person, but if you're doing this with people who are not related to job or to employment offers in Canada, you might be scammed. So stop doing this and go to the official sources and the right sources of employment. Many of you might have already a job bank profile created, many others not. So I'm going to be showing you different sources of employment other than job bank and how to do your application for a job offer. And what I recommend, this is not legal advice, this is not about an immigration program, this is simply for general information. But what I recommend, if I were you and I was outside Canada, what would I do if I'm looking for or I'm seeking employment here is going to the provincial or regional level. And what I mean with this is what I'm going to show you now. I'm going to share the screen. So I have opened the website of immigration. This is the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. I'm not going to be talking about the pilot. I wanted to share with you these sources of employment that many people are not considering from outside Canada. These are the regions or the participating communities in this pilot. In the same way, you can find communities participating or employers participating in the Atlantic pilot or Atlantic immigration. The pilot now is permanent, is an immigration program. So these two federal programs that are regionals or more community oriented might help you to find a job offer in a different way. Why? Because if you use Job Bank, obviously Job Bank Canada is at the federal level, so might be overwhelmed with applications from outside Canada. So if you go to the regions or the provincial level, you might increase your chances. I'm not saying you're going to find a job offer, but what I wanted to share with you is this, and it's very important. For example, one of the first areas is North Bay, Ontario. So we can use this source of employment. Forget reading about the pilot in the websites, because these websites are all pilot oriented regarding the information. But what you're going to find is employment section in every of these or each one of these websites. So go to the employment options and find the job offers that are aligned with your profile or your occupation in these regions. Why? Because if you're using Job Bank, you're competing with tons of candidates that are using Job Bank from outside Canada. If you go to the regional level or the provincial level, you'll be competing with maybe less candidates. This is my advice to you. It's not a legal advice. It's just a different perspective of how to find a job offer. Why? Because I'm an immigrant. So many people here didn't even leave Canada. So they might not know how to find a job offer in another country. So they might be trying to help you and guiding you with Job Bank. But Job Bank is not the only source of employment we have. We have Monster, we have Indeed, but they are all federal level. So I don't recommend anyone to use or using Kijiji or Craigslist to find job offers. But the regionals and the provincial job boards, they're very useful for employment sources. So this doesn't mean that these employment offers aren't posted on Job Bank. Many of them might be in Job Bank as well, and many of them not. So you might increase your chances. So you want to find a position that is aligned with you and consider that these positions are qualifying under this program. So if you find a job offer, focus first in getting your work permit, getting to Canada, working, and then you might be recommended by one of these communities for permanent residency. Know that if you get a job offer in a regional area like North Bay, for example, and you are applying for a recommendation with the region, then you're committed to that area of Canada, and you are supposed to establish, settle there with your family, if you have a family, and live there for a long period of time. You can become a permanent resident of Canada and instantly leave that region or that province where you are compromised to establish. So apply for the regional or provincial level. How? Focus, instead of reading the pilot in these websites, find the employment sources. Why? Because these are local job boards. So not many people are applying in the regional level. It might be really overwhelming for you creating one profile and having a different profile for every one of these, for each one of these websites. So what I recommend you to do is use the same profile and password for all of these, but first find out if there is any, if you can find any occupation or any job offer that is aligned with your profile. Then create the profile and apply for in the job boards that are regionals or provincial. Let's continue. This is Sault Ste. Marie and in Ontario. And you can see here the work option, careers. Again, if you go to the main website, you will find Immigrate, Northern Pilot, and they will give you a lot of information. Many people, and I have conversations with people through social networks who are using the Contact Us in the websites. Don't go to Contact Us. The contact or the supervision of these programs are administrative assistants or whoever is supervising. They are not employment agencies. They can help you to find a job offer. They will tell you, go to Job Bank or contact employers. They have nothing to do with employment. So use your common sense. What would you do if you're in your home country applying for Job Bank, for job boards? You will be applying through job boards. So use your common sense and go to the right source. Don't waste your time sending me or anyone else diplomas, text messages or anything. You need to build your resume with the Canadian style. If you don't know how, find your resume, maybe, let's say, here. No, let's go here and put Canadian resume template. And obviously you will find that the first results of this search will be the positioning websites. The people used to pay to position their websites. So you will find a lot of pay platforms that are oriented to they want to create your resume for a fee. So you can do it. For example, this one, Resume Builder. I'm assuming that this one is the Canadian Resume Builder. But many of them are platforms that are charging you a fee to build your resume. Don't do that. If you don't know how to create your resume in Word or PDF, whatever format you use, find a relative, a family member, a friend, anyone. If you don't have access to a desktop computer or a laptop, please find somebody who has a computer. Don't use your cell phone for this type of things. Even if you're applying for anything in Immigration Canada, you won't be able to use your phone. So get used to use a computer for this type of things, and make sure when you use the computer of a friend or relative or whoever you're using the computer to build your resume or to apply for jobs, sign out of everything and delete everything that you're doing in that computer. That's for your safety. Let's continue with this. Let's go to the next city, which is Sudbury, Ontario. I'm not sure if I went through Sudbury, Sault Marie, immigrate or work, job seekers, career search, employment services, career search. And here you have the job postings. What are these occupations or these offers? All oriented to help you and support your application through this pilot. Then we go to Timmins Economic Development Region. This one, I couldn't find the job source. It would be awesome if everyone in Canada realized that we need maybe more employment sources or more visible sources when they design their websites. I'm not an expert designer, I'm just a beginner, but many of these websites have the contact us option, and then they confuse people because the first thing that people see here is this employment council. Don't submit your resumes to this type of emails. The employment council is not supposed to hire you. So even if you read employment, and I hear people are doing this, they just contact and overwhelm any email or with your resumes, and you're sharing your information with people that has nothing to do with hiring you for a job. So go to the job board. This one, for example, I couldn't find where is the job board. It's not very easy to find it. It's just showing you publicly where are the occupations they are targeting, but it's not giving you employer. So employer intake form, this is for employers who wants to apply. So it's not very visible where you can find a job offer here in this community, either if you are inside or outside Canada, it doesn't matter. This is confusing. So what would I do here is find in Google Teams or Timmins Economic Region Canada job board or job postings, Google it. That's what I did. I don't know if I have it open now, and you will find job offers in this specific area where you can find an employer supporting you. Even if you don't have any free trade agreement with Canada, your home country, let's say you don't have any free trade agreement with Canada, so you don't have the benefit of Lmia exemption. For those who don't know what is an Lmia, the employers in Canada needs to prioritize the employment in Canada for permanent residents and citizens. So they need to first do a labor market impact assessment or an assessment to first prove to the Employment Agency of Canada that they try or they did their best effort to hire a Canadian before hiring you or offering you the position. And this is perfectly right, because the same applies to your home country. Your home country should prioritize the employment of nationals before foreign nationals. So this is the reason it's so complex to find a job offer from outside Canada. Nobody's going to give you the job offer. You need to go and find it. And your job, in this case, in this level, is to find a job offer. So go to the regional and provincial level. It will be less overwhelmed than Job on Canada. So for this one, you Google Timmins job board and you will find, let's say, Timmins job board. Facebook, job and careers city of Timmins. Here you go, here we go. We have jobs and career list here, current career opportunities. See, this is the same. We were in, well, I used the same tab, I guess, for that Timmins. So I can just go back and show you the website of this region, but this is a job board and nothing says that these occupations are all oriented to the pilot, to the rural pilot, but you might try finding options here related to the occupations they are trying to find or the job offers they are focusing in. And if your profile matches any position and you want to apply through this job board, not through job bank. So you might be maybe competing with less candidates. I don't believe these job boards are so overwhelmed like Job Bank, because nobody goes to the regional or the provincial level to find job offers. So use these sources of employment, even if you have to create, let's say, I don't know how many regions they are, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11. And obviously you won't find job offers aligned with your profile in all of these communities, but first focusing going to the job bank or the job board. If you find that there are occupations in demand related to your profile, then create a profile, use the same profile and user and password for all the sites so you don't make a mess, and take notes, screenshots, make sure you don't lose all this information, the password and the user, and apply for a job here. If you find any opportunity or any employer really interested in you, please build a good resume. Your resume is the first introduction with the employer. If your employer sees a resume or find the resume is not appealing, it won't hire you, it won't invite you to an interview. So let's go to the next. I'll leave the link to these websites below the video so you can find them. I'm not going to go through all the provinces. I have another video that is about occupations in demand in Canada. So you can see the occupations in demand by province. You can do that with Job Bank Trends and find occupations and see if your occupation it is in demand in a specific province of Canada or in any region. And then you can focus in that region or province to find your job offer. Because if you're trying to find a job in a province that is not aligned with your profile and there's no prospects of work in that province, there's no point in looking for or seeking employment in a province that is not aligned with your profile and that has maybe high unemployment rates for your occupation. We have high employment rates in British Columbia, in Ontario, in Quebec, but many provinces are they have lower rates of employment, but at the same time, they have high rates of employment for different occupations they have in demand. And nobody is better than regions or provinces to tell you what occupation or what positions they need to fill. So I'm not saying disregard Job Bank, Indeed, or Monster or any other employment platform, but go to the regional and the local level. You will be more, you will find a way to contact the employers, the regions more easily than using Job Bank or the federal level. And you also may use employment agencies. The problem with employment agencies obviously is that they're going to charge you. That's their job. They're not going to work for free, so you can't expect them to give you or to help you to find a job offer in Canada for free. So you may hire you an employment agency. And many of those who are inquiring about people who are asking you for money, there's no employer who will ask you for money for a job offer. What happens is that the employer usually needs to perform an LMIA if your country or your home country has no free trade agreement with Canada or anything or any agreement that allows or entitles that employer to hire you through the agreement with an LMIA exemption. So if you do need an LMIA, the employer needs to pay 1,000 Canadian dollars fee to apply for that LMIA before Employment and Social Development Canada, plus the professional fees for hiring a consultant or a lawyer. So consider that if you don't have the money to go through this process, what sometimes the employer is asking you is to pay for the professional fees that he's not willing to pay for you, obviously, because he's only obliged to pay the candidate application fee, which is 1,000 Canadian dollars. This type of applications might cost, let's say, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, even more, depending depending on the professional, if it's a lawyer, if it's a consultant. Obviously, immigration consultants, we charge you lower fees. Many of them, I'm not sure, I'm just talking for myself. But these type of processes are expensive. And The reason this process is so complex and expensive is an administrative process that the employer needs to perform to support your work permit. Once he obtains that LMIA positive form from ESDC or Employment and Social Development Canada, he can provide you with that form and you can support your work permit application to come and work in Canada. But these type of processes are so complex and expensive that obviously not many employers are very motivated to hire you. If you're a foreign worker, they prefer to hire somebody who is already in Canada with a work permit. But in many of these regions, they're struggling to find employees, even inside Canada with a work permit, because they can find the right, they can find candidates for the right position. So what I'm doing is showing you the door to a different level of employment search. This is my way to help you. I can find a job offer for you, my friend, from here. Everyone who is contacting me lately, I'm very thankful for all of you who are supporting my channel. It's already passing the 1,000 subscribers. Please share with your friends and subscribe if you like these videos. I'm gonna be uploading more videos in English. I'm very focused in helping my community too. I'm born in South America, and everyone there is struggling to find a job offer as well, especially those countries from South America that are not LMIA exempt and have no financial options to immigrate to Canada through a study program because they can't afford, simply, like many of you. So the best way to find a job offer for me, if I were you, and if I was outside Canada struggling, it would be this way: building a good resume, finding somebody to help me with that resume. If you're focused in Quebec, use your resume in French. If you're focused in any other area of Canada, official languages always, and find somebody to help you building a professional resume, a nice cover letter in the Canadian style. Present a resume in this job, or apply with a good resume to these job postings where your occupation might be in demand. Either if you're a professional or if you are in trades in any occupation in Canada, focus in finding the match. So where you see that your occupation is going to be in demand, then focus in that region or province. Don't go to a province that is not searching or looking for you. This is Northwest. I'm not sure where I am now. This one is program services. This is, I'm not sure. Oh, this is Thunder Bay. Yeah, sorry. So we are in one of these other Thunder Bay, Ontario. We are, I think we passed Sault Ste. Marie. So we are in Thunder Bay. I will paste the link to these websites below the video so you can find them. There are many, there are about 11, and you can create a profile for all of them, the same, and apply for these jobs. So I'm not going to go through all the employment options, but just focus in the, let's see here, post a job. This is for the employer. So job seeker, you can see job bank here, career coach, resources, but this will be the job board for North Bay. So Thunder Bay, sorry. And as you can see here, there are several regions. I will focus in Thunder Bay because Thunder Bay, it is here. It is included in the pilot. So once you find a job offer in Thunder Bay, the region or the administration of this pilot might help you, recommending you for permanent residency in Canada. That's the requirement of this pilot. Find a job offer with an employer participating in one of these communities. The same to the provincial level, find a job offer in the province of your choice if you find that your occupation is in demand. If not, forget that province, target the province that is aligned with your occupation. Let's go to Thunder Bay, the next one. Brandon, this is Manitoba, and you can see here, again, forget the pilot information, go to jobs. Your job here is, this is redundant, but your job is here, finding a job offer, then go to employment opportunities and apply with your resume. Once you have a job offer, either LMIA supported or exempt, LMIA exempt, you can apply for that work permit, come to Canada, work in Canada, and then being recommended for that region. If you're working in that region, it's more likely to happen that you can prove to that employer, not to the employer, but to immigration, that you are willing to establish and settle in that region. Remember that once you compromise with a region or a provincial nomination program to settle and live in that province or region, you need to remain there. You need to stay there at least until you become a citizen, I would say, because if you obtain a residency or a permanent residency in Canada through a regional pilot or a provincial nomination, you're compromised with that area to live and to settle there with your family, whether you have a family or not. So here you can find local employment links, eBrandon, popular local website for employment. I have to zoom the videos. I keep forgetting this because many of you are watching through your cell phone. I don't recommend anyone to use my YouTube channel with the cell phone. I'm doing videos that are basically targeting people who can open a desktop or a laptop computer to see the tutorials I do, because everything is mostly a tutorial with share screen. So it will be really challenging for you if you have a cell phone to see what I'm explaining you. And sometimes I forget to zoom the websites. So here you can find eBrandon or Brandon Sun. This is a newspaper. The same website will guide you through the job board. So go to the local job board. Here you can see Brandon. If you go to Cypress River, this is a different community, just focusing Brandon. So this is the city that is supporting the pilot. Forget other region. Unless the employer is located in this region, it won't be a good job offer or a valid job offer for this pilot. Once you have that job offer, you can think about regional, provincial nomination, federal programs, etc. But first, focus in finding a job offer. And remember, finding a job offer and working in Canada doesn't necessarily entitle you automatically to apply for an immigration program. You still need to qualify with the education in some programs, level of English or French. If you are not native in English or French, you need to pass exams for language exams. So this is Altona and Rhineland. This is southern Manitoba, another regional area that supports this rural pilot. So career search and job position. This website is very well and simplified. The first thing you see is career search and job positions. So you can see that this region, for example, is very well oriented to find candidates. This is why they simplify their website and they are showing you the way. In a simple way, no problems, no Google search. You just go here and find current opportunities in that area. See? And this is all. Create a candidate profile. They guide you how to do it. Create a candidate profile and apply for jobs. If you don't find any job offer, forget this. Continue with the next opportunities. This one is Moose Jaw in a Manitoba province. So here is the rural northern pilot, and these are qualifying jobs, how to apply, current opportunities. Here you have all the job offers that are aligned with this pilot. So if you're applying for these job offers, any of these, you're qualified and the employer wants to see you and have an interview and it wants to do either an LMIA support application or an exempt LMIA support application with you for a work permit, you will be likely to apply then for the rural immigration pilot to stay in Canada permanently and apply with your family group. Let's go to the next. This is Clareholm, I believe. Yes, and that's Alberta province. I don't really find any option here, visitors, business, government. There's no very, this is not very clear on how do you apply for and it's not secure. So this needs maintenance. So when you see this that is not secure, is because there is something about a plugin of security that is not being updated or is not upgrade or up to date within the website. There's nothing wrong with this, because this confuses many people always, like they think it's not secure, it's not safe if they submit the documents. Or so development, community services, there must be a section on this website where you can find job offers. I don't really find any. If you don't, just go to the home, and let's say we were in the main, oh here, okay. So you can simply find Claire's Home job board in Google and find the options that are aligned with your profile in the Claire's Home job board. Job offers in Claire's Home, focus in that region, and or Alberta province job board. That's another way too. I'm not going to be showing you all the provincial job boards. I have another video where I talk about occupations in demand in Canada in that video, and how to find a job offer in Canada. I'm not sure if I did it in English or only in Spanish, but there are many job boards for every province. So you can just simply do British Columbia job board and go through the provincial level too. This is just regions. And Claire's Home, let's go to the next. And this is Vernon, British Columbia, where I am. I'm not in Vernon, I'm in British Columbia. This is a very beautiful city. I know this place. And I have been everywhere in British Columbia, so I know very much, very well this province. And here you have information for applicants. Let's say here you can find the job offers. Applicants, let's move out of the way this. Work permit, community criteria, where find employment in the community here, job board. There we go. Here you can find the job offers that are currently applicable to this pilot. There are not many, but many of you will find yourself aligned with the job offer in this region, many of you in another region. So keep doing your search. I'm just showing you the way. Forget reading all the pilot again. Every region will explain you how the pilot works for them, and every region has different requirements for the pilot. To submit the recommendation to the government on your behalf when you're applying for the pilot, that's always when you are already working in Canada with a work permit. So let's go to the next. And this is Kootenay. I believe, yeah, this is West Kootenay region in British Columbia, the last region. And here you can see, indeed, obviously is another good platform for job search, but it's federal too, so it's huge. Kootenay jobs, that's where I will go. Regional job board, here you can find all the options. So Kootenay, Nelson, this is all oriented to the pilot. So here's Artisan Work, British Columbia, and many of them are Nelson. You need to make sure that wherever is the job offer, it is included in these communities. If it's inside those communities, then it might apply for, it is eligible for the pilot. But you're not limited to this pilot. If you find a job offer in any of these communities, you might use any provincial nomination as well. Again, don't limit yourself to the job bank, Indeed, or Monster, or I don't recommend using Kijiji or Craigslist, but don't limit yourself to the federal level. Go to the regions, go to the provinces, so you don't have a lot of candidates and profiles to compete with, because imagine job bank and put yourself in the employer position. I'm looking at job bank Canada, looking for a candidate for my company, and I have tons of candidates from everywhere in the world to choose. So I will go to the regional provincial level. They might have less candidates, and maybe they are not so overwhelmed with applications from candidates. So this is everything for today. Remember to do a good resume, a good cover letter, find the templates for free in Google, free templates, Canadian resume, cover letter, present yourself in the best way you can, stop sending diplomas, resumes, and sensitive information everywhere in Canada. That doesn't work. That will just be a waste of time for you. Focus in finding a job offer in a job platform in the same way you do it in your home country. You don't go to your neighbor or an administration or a supervision of a region administrative person to send your resume. You go to the job boards or the job or the employment services to find a job offer. Do what you need to do using your common sense. And I hope you find this video helpful and share it with your friends or relatives if you like it, and please subscribe. I'm trying to help everyone in a free way. I can find job offers from for everyone out there. I'm not an employment agency. I'm not authorized to do that. And I can live my life and my job to find you a job offer. Imagine if I have to go and find an employer out there. And I remember a few messages from today, very early in the morning, asking me to go and find a job offer for them, sending me the resume. And that's not realistic. You need to understand that nobody here can live their life to go and contact employers and show resumes from a stranger. I don't even know who you are. I can, and the employer will say, tell them to go to the job board and apply for a job offer. Nobody's going to hire you if I go and contact them and ask them to hire you. That's not the way. The right way is applying for a job offer in the right platforms. You have internet. It is, if you're able to access to a free internet. If you don't have internet access, go to a place where you have internet access, friends, relative. I'm pretty sure there must be someone out there in your community, in your family, somebody who has access to a computer. Take your time, do a research, build a resume, ask for help to build your resume in the right way, apply for jobs. Take the whole day, the whole week to apply for jobs. Commit yourself to find a job offer. If you have a good trade and a good occupation, sometimes Canada will even consider you if you're a truck driver, if you're in a semi-skilled position. If you're in a regulated occupation, you need to find a job offer where an employer is going to hire you and wait for you to do the accreditation, because it is not very likely to happen. If you are in a regulated occupation, such as like a doctor, for example, you won't be able to find a job offer so easily, because nobody can hire you if you don't have the credential to practice, if you're not authorized in the province to hire you. Imagine in your home country, a clinic or a hospital trying to hire a foreign national, any immigrant with no credentials to practice medicine in their country. That doesn't happen. So it doesn't happen for any other country in the world. It doesn't happen for Canada either. Use your common sense, be realistic, and apply in the right sources, so you can be safe when you're sharing your information. I'm a decent person, but if you're sending diplomas or resumes in the way you're sending that information to my social networks or my website or my email, any other person here or anywhere else in the world can use it for a scam. So be very careful, please. I'm just warning you, stop doing that. Apply for jobs in the right way, and stop thinking that Canada is the last place in the world to immigrate. Canada is a beautiful country, it's a safe country. I am an immigrant. I know how good is this immigration system for many other countries as well. So I'm pretty sure that if you don't find a job offer in Canada, you can find it anywhere else in the world. We have a huge work with several countries that are welcoming immigrants. And if you speak English, you can be welcome in any country in the world. I highly encourage you to use either job boards or employment agencies. And when you have this situation that an employer is asking you for money, that might be a scam. In some situations, the employer, what is asking you is, for example, if they need to apply for an LMIA to support a work permit application for you, they need to pay to Employment and Social Development Canada 1,000 Canadian dollars for that LMIA application if they need to do that application. So sometimes that employer will hire a professional, a lawyer or a consultant like myself to do an LMIA application, and the professional fees are expensive. That's why sometimes employers might ask you to go through that process, but they are not obliged to pay the professional fees. They are only obliged to pay their candidate application fee, which is 1,000 Canadian dollars. So an LMIA application might cost those 1,000 Canadian dollars plus 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000 Canadian dollars, depending on the professional fees and what is the cost they offer. But in general, there's no employers in Canada asking you to pay any money to offer you a job. This is the only process that it is related to fees, the LMIA. If it's not, there's no LMIA needed, then you only need to pay your fees for the work permit. Be very aware of the scam, because if you keep sharing your diplomas, your resumes, and all your sensitive information, you might be scammed. Stop doing that, please, and use the right way. I'm just warning you and trying to help you to find a job offer. I'm not showing you a magic formula because it doesn't exist. That's a reality, though. Don't expect that nobody's going to just put a job in your hands. You need to find your job offer, and you need to do a job search for that. Just dropping your resume everywhere, it doesn't work. It's not like the old times. We are in a digital era now. We need to use the online platforms, create profiles. I know that's overwhelming sometimes, and it makes you feel tired. But if you really want to immigrate to Canada or any other country, do your best to present a good resume. And if you have to apply for hundreds of job postings aligned with your profile with a nice resume, do it. Take the time to do it, commit yourself to find this job offer, and then you need to commit. Once you're working in Canada with a work permit, then you need to commit yourself to become eligible with the education level, with the work experience, and with your language levels. So this is everything for today. I'm just hoping to help you in the best way I can. Thank you everyone supporting this channel, and please share and subscribe this. See you on the next video with more information. Bye-bye.